Right, so I've come up against idicbeeruk in a battle report. This is an ITC mission scenario, so we will see what we've got. I have my Farseer with Shard Vanaris in with one of the scat packs, so 5 units of 4 scat packs. I've got my Wraith Guard with D Scythes in a Wraith Serpent with Twin Link Bright Lance and Starred Engines. I've got my Spirit Seer Darth Maul with Kuros Bow in with the Wraith Blades with Ghost Axe and Force Shields, and they're in a Wave Serpent, same set out, so Twin Link Bright Lance and Starred Engines. Then we've got the Rancor with Ghost Glaive and Scat Shield, and to top it off we've got the X-Wing Crimson Hunter Exarch. So this is the list I'm taking up against him. We'll see what he has in his list. Right, so we're up against idicbeeruk's Necrons. This is his list that didn't make it to the tournament at War Games. So what do we have here?
Okay, so I've got 2 CADs. The first CAD with the Lords there with a war sign. He's going to be my Warlord. And he's backed up with 2 troops choices, so 2 squads of 5 Immortals with Gauls weapons. And then for the fast attack choice in the first CAD, I have 3 squads of Wraiths, 6 Wraiths, all with Wick coils. And then just to fill out that with a heavy support choice, on the right there we've got a single heavy destroyer. The second CAD, on this side I've got a Lord, and he's got the Staff of Light and the Veil of Darkness, again backed up by 2 troops choices, 2 Immortal squads with Gauls. And for their fast attached choices we've got 3 squads of 9 Scarab Swarms, and that makes up the 1850 point list.
Nice. So, robots versus Star Wars. This is coming out to be a theme, isn't it? Right, we shall see the battlefield and deployment and see what mission we are coming up against. Righto, so the one mission we're going for is Emperor's Will. It's a modified version. So Nick's won the roll off. He's deployed first and is going first because I tried to seize and I only rolled a 4. So typical Necrons, they've deployed right up to the front of their deployment zones. I'm going to have to take some pinning checks on the start of my turn because of his Warlord trait, but he's got his main objective there, and he's got his secondary objectives there, Maelstrom objectives, and second one there. Waiting to do my deployment, I've just put scat packs behind every bit of cover on this half of the table. My first objective, Maelstrom objective, is there, and the next Maelstrom objective is there. And I've got a scat pack with Farseer down here on my main objective. And my Warlord trait was D3 units can get the Scout special rule. So these guys have pushed up 6 inches as well, so that's why they're so far forwards. So we've got the 2 Wave Serpents filled with the Wraith Blades and Rancor, Wraith Guard. Rancor, yeah. But that's not the main thing. I've got Invisibility, Terrify, Denominate and Psychic Shriek on the Farseer, and then if I literally just do that, my Spirit Seer has Invisibility, Psychic Shriek and Hallucination. So some very juicy psychic powers there. Hopefully this is going to be a fluffy cheesy battle. So we'll move on to Necron's turn 1 and see if he can capitalise before I even get to strike. Alright guys, as we moved into the first turn we figured out that we actually messed up a little bit. We're only supposed to have 1 Maelstrom objective each, so we've chosen these 2. They're pretty much exactly where they were. We've taken off that one and the one that was in there, so now we're back on track again. And then we moved into Necron turn 1. So all of these lot have all pushed up forwards, and these guys took objective 2 with their he popped out to take a pot shot, and then the Scarabs moved up through the minefield, and for the first time ever, Nick says, it blew up and destroyed a base and took a wound off of another one. The Wraiths there have charged into the Rancor, and then we went on to shooting phase. So, old buddy over there took a pot shot, got a penetration hit. I tried to jink, failed, but then I reduced it down to a glance with the Serpent Shield, so it's just one whole point gone there. And that was all the shooting, so we moved on to the assaults. They tried to multi-assault in here, but they failed even with their fleet. And these guys charged in. They got 2 wounds through to the Rancor, but I saved one of them with the invuln save and one of them with feel no pain. The attacks back, I've taken back a model. I've taken one out. But since they're fearless, we are locked in combat. So now we move on to Eldar turn 1. I've done my pinning checks. He chose that unit, and that unit, and they are all okay. Okay, so Eldar turn 1. My 2 objectives that I got was to destroy an enemy unit and keep 3 of my units in my deployment zone with no enemy. So, what did I do? Right, movement phase. These guys all jumped out. These guys just popped up to the corner there. Then guys jumped down there. And all of these scat packs stuck up in the corner. I went into the psychic phase, and that Rancor and the Wraith Guard are both invisible. I went into shooting phase. This Wraith Serpent took a pot shot straight through there at one of the Wraiths, and that Wraith Serpent took a pot shot at the Heavy Destroyer. And then these guys, there was only 2 that was able to see that unit. I decided not to attack them. The unit Wraiths were there because they were actually destroyed when they got to shoot. So I took 2 guys shooting, and all saves were made. This unit and these 3 units all piled all their shots into them Wraiths, and they have been sent back to where they came from. So then we went into assaults. He's lost a couple more Wraiths with no wounds, no damage back, but then that's what you got to expect against invisible cheese. So that is my turn. So now we'll move into Necron turn 2. I'm feeling kind of guilty now. Okay, so Necron turn 2, and the guilt trip is getting worse. I honestly didn't build this list around cheese, but it is turning out to be cheese. So he's moved up to capture objective 1 with his Scarabs, because that's one of his Maelstroms, and the next one, the other Maelstrom he had was to destroy an enemy unit. So he moved them up into the riverbed with running. They ran. These things are running, but they're only getting up 1s and 2s. That unit shot at the Wraith Serpent, took out 1 hull point. The Destroyer wasn't able to. And then we moved up to these Wraiths. They ran here to deny us one of our objectives of keeping 3 units in our deployment with no enemies. So these little cheeky boys have stopped us from getting that. And then he charged the Scarabs into the Wraith Serpent and took off the last hull point. Although, as he keeps saying, it's going to be nasty. So, moving on to Eldar turn 2. I rolled, and the Crimson Hunter is coming in. Okay, so Eldar turn 2. The Crimson Hunter came screaming on, using its 5+ precision shots, targeted their warlord. I got 2 hits on the Warlord with bright lances and 1 hit with pulse laser, but with the 2 up lookouts they went through. They went to ground and all saves were made, but at least they're on the ground. I then took this scat pack and wiped out the entire Scarab Swarm with just the 1 scat pack. So that unit turbo boosted onto objective 1, hopefully hold that for us. And then this scat pack, and the Warlord scat pack all shot at the Wraiths, so they reduced down in major numbers. Did my assault jump moves just to try and get back. I think Kylo Ren might be in a bit of trouble. And then the Rancor took out the last Wraith and then consolidated round to hopefully protect them, just in case they decided. I don't think they'll be charging into a wall of death with 5 D-Scythes, but I think the Warlord might be. The Wraith Blades jumped into the Wave Serpent and they're just consolidating around there, hopefully getting close to some Necrons over there. I went into Psychic Phase. These guys are reduced in leadership by 1, so they're not leadership 10 anymore, they're leadership 9. And the Rancor is invisible, typical. So, we'll move on to Necron's turn 3. I hopefully hold that objective, and I destroyed an enemy unit for my objective. So, here we go. Okay, Necron's turn 3. These guys all shifted up, carrying on into the riverbed. These guys have jumped onto the objective to control that, because that's what they need to do. They're still on the ground. The heavy destroyer was over there. He shot through at these scat pikes. I jinked, so they're hitting on 6s now, but survived, and then he assault jumped back over to there. This squad here shot up at the objective holding here, destroyed 2 of them. I did jink because... no, did I jink? Yeah, yes, I did jink because of his weapon being AP3. These guys are AP5, so I can still get the 3+ save, but I needed to hold that objective. I rolled a 6 on the leadership test, so they're still holding fast, so now I've got that objective. Then guys there shot up at the Crimson Hunter. They've taken out a Bright Lance and a Hull Point. I didn't jink, so I still fire at full ballistic skill. And then these Wraiths charged round and annihilated the full squad of scat pikes. I failed the leadership. I managed to get away but ran off the table. Obviously being only that far away, I wasn't really going to make that in, what, 3 1s. So now I've got a choice with these guys, with this Rancor. Do I go over there to stop them from getting that objective, or do I go over here for my main objective? This could be an iffy one. We shall see how I work my way around this in my turn. Okay, so my turn. I've flew this forward and took pot shots at his Warlord. Failed to get anything, and he didn't go to ground this time. The Bright Lance off of that Wave Serpent shot through. He saved everything there. These guys jumped out, tried to charge into them, Overwatch, but nothing happened. Then the Rancor charged in. There's 1 guy left, so I'm stuck in combat at the moment, but at least I deny that. Oh no, he didn't have that anyway. But all these scat packs, every single one of them, shot at the Wraiths. There's 1 left in that dark corner. So yes, he's going to have that objective, and well, keep him in there. He's going to deny an objective to me as well. But them scat packs right back there, turbo boost him right the way across the table. That's going to give me an objective over there. I can't see him denying that. Otherwise, we'll move into the next Necron turn 4 now, with another invisible Rancor. So we'll see what he gets and if he can bring back the tide. Right guys, so turn 4 for the Necrons. Obviously the Rancor slaughtered him, actually missed most of his attacks, even with the reroll from Master Crafted. Didn't roll any ones, so the Spirit Seal was useless. But the stomps, last stomp, rolled a 6, yeah, just take off the table. Consolidate over there just to hopefully take out his Warlord and that. These guys shot up. I didn't jink, but they missed every shot. The other guys that were there used their Veil of Darkness and whooped all the way over to there. They shot up the speeder bikes that were here. I had 2 left. They failed morale and just ran off the table. So he's scored that objective for having him in the deployment zone. He then used the Bright Lance and them guys to shoot up the 2 Scat Pack guys there, and they got annihilated, so it's denied me that point as well. Other than that, yeah, he's denied me both of my points and got himself that point, so it's now 3 all. But he's lining up to get a 2nd point and possibly a 3rd point soon. I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to deal with these guys because, well, they're way over there. He's going to charge it to them, so I don't think these 2 Scat Packs are enough to clear off these guys and him. So we'll just have to wait and see what I can possibly do in my turn 4. Right, so turn 4 I got objective 1 and 3 units in my deployment zone. So I jump these guys over to spread across and just be in my deployment zone as well, so hold that objective 1 and my deployment. But then I also got these guys in there. I vector danced the Crimson Hunter round and turbo boosted the Wave Serpent. I managed to get the Crimson Hunter to annihilate the last Wraith there, and both of these Scat Packs opened up. We completely annihilated 3 of that squad there, and Bleed Ship 10, they rolled 11 and ran just out of my deployment zone, so I'm hoping that they fail their morale again, which is unlikely at Bleed Ship 10, but hopefully hopefully they will not consolidate back into my zone and I'll be able to get that point. Kurov's bow was fired at them guys, failed miserably, missed the shot completely. But then I also tried to charge in, taking all the Overwatch, lived through the Overwatch but didn't get in, rolling a double 1. The Rancor had jumped over behind them and then charged in, and as you see, quite a lot of guys have dropped and 1 wound on their Lord. So hopefully he'll be able to munch his way through them, finish them off as we move into turn 5 for the Necrons. Necrons. Right, first off, I managed to get into combat with the Rancor. I slaughtered his boss and the remaining guard that was with him, so he shifted them back, and they've now got objective secure on their objective there. The heavy destroyer got a sight on that, the engine of that scatterpike, tried to shoot, I jinked and managed to save it, otherwise he would have stopped me from getting that point. These guys, yes, they regrouped, came back 3 inches and have denied me that point, so that is quite a major one. If he passed it before, he would have an obsec right next to my objective, but now I've got that wave serpent there, Crimson Hunter, and all this lot ready to try and bring down all of that. I've just got to deal with all that lot so I can try and take his objective. We shall see what happens in turn 5 for the Eldar. Right guys, Eldar turn 5. I used this Scat Pax and the Wave Serpent, and they took out the last guys there. I Vector danced the Crimson Hunter, which then shot up the Heavy Destroyer over there. I then charged the Wraith Blades and the Rancor into there and annihilated the last unit on the table. I'd also turbo boosted them over to just contest the objective if they survived. If they did, it would have still been a victory, but it would have been a tight victory. But that is table, that is game, so this is definitely the list I should have taken if I wanted to win at the LCO, or at least have a good chance. But yes, that is that. Thank you very much, Idic.
Thank you. It was a good
I'll
game.
see you soon for another battle.